Welcome, 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 or welcome back. I am Goddess Dawn. It is Monday, February 11th, 2019, and I'm here today to talk to you with Miss Kanika Jenkins. So I've done the meditation. If you're new to this channel and you don't know my process, before I do the actual card reading, I usually begin with the meditation, which is me getting in a zone and being able to connect with spirit and get messages. I write the messages down. I'm going to read them out. You should see the keywords across the screen. And here we go. The first thing that came in was just violent. The word violent kept coming across. As I was doing the card, I generally just put the person's name and leave it at that. Was led to do a little more than that. The bleeding heart with the blood, the word violent, she just wanted, it was just violent movement. And that was the message that initially came across. Following that, I got bright, youthful energy, not a lot of lives. So she was like a young soul. Generally, young souls aren't as in tune or aware of, potential hazards and things like that. So it sounds like she was not that cautious, too trustful, things of that nature. Disturbed soul, restless, mother in danger, tragic, tragedy, mistakes, did not deserve. It's funny that repeated a couple times, like, not funny literally, more so funny like, okay, this is real funny, like looking at certain people and certain things. Fell into the wrong hands. Crown Plaza, Crown Plaza, Crown Plaza. That came up several times. Niggas knew. They set me up. Time lost. Referring to her young passing. I believe she was 19. A few new. So I got that and I put a few new. But then I think it really was a few new. N-E-W, meaning new people. So there were maybe new people to the clique or new people at the party the night that she went missing and ended up found dead. That was interesting. Mystery of the century, keeping my name active, alive. She said she was too cute. And then this is a little disturbing, so I don't know if I should have actually said this in the beginning, but there's some things in here that are disturbing. So if you don't like that kind of thing, this might not be for you. But next came up, they raped me. There were graphic images, a lot of it oral, a lot of pain, dirty, disrespectful, no power. She was left with no power. She's saying it's a pointless fight. There are too many with power. She's tired. She wants to rest, meaning her spirit. I want to rest, tired. She appreciates the love, the real love, not the fake. So she's indicating there are people who are being fake, claiming love for her, but really not truthful. Mama, sissy, kissy, kissy. So she's blowing kisses or giving kisses to her mom and her sis. I had heard some theories that her mom and her sis were in on it. That's not what I'm getting through the meditation, but I just wanted to acknowledge that she seems to be giving love. There was a playful moment when that message came across. So at this point, I really just asked for confirmation that she was actually here. Before we moved on to the cards, I asked for a physical confirmation. I got the message to put this ball onto this heart without the stand. And when I did that, there was a symbol here that shows a black circle with a light. The light is coming through the ball, so there's a light in the middle. And what immediately came to me is my label. So I co-own a record label with my son, who is also an artist. I also manage him. So we're in the music business. And this looks very much like our logo. So, which is what immediately came to mind when I saw the image. So I kind of laughed about it, like, okay. And then she went on to say she likes his music. He is a rapper, by the way, just FYI. Okay. Really? She went on to say it was crazy. People were used. There was money, but it says that they are damaged goods, the people involved. She's moved on, but they keep calling my name, she says. And she's always there. So like if someone, like her mom, for instance, is praying, or if someone's calling her, she will go there. And you know, it is said that the spirit moves at a speed of light. So they can be many places, you know, a minute or less. She said the people involved were creeps. They have miserable lives and they will have miserable deaths. Many men, the number 3 came up. Says they're haunted by what happened. Chump change doesn't compare to their nightmares. Says they're followers. Sees now who is who and what is what. Says she's about love. Let it go. Let me RIP. And that was pretty much the end of the meditation. So we're going to move on to the actual card reading. So I'm going to start off with the goddesses because they get a little jealous, I think. These are my primaries. I generally use them for female energies. But, you know, they work in all areas. Okay, Kanika Jenkins. We are here today to find out what Kanika has to say. Obviously, we want to know what happened to Kanika. So we'll see what the cards reveal. So I've already pretty much shuffled and all that, but I'm gonna just do quick. So Kanika, we're gonna do the Celtic cross spread. Let's see what the situation is and what the deal is. Okay, this comes up as card 1. Next, Kanika. Okay, let's see what we got so far. Okay, so we pulled the cards. We got a spread here. I had to charge up the camera, so while I was doing that, I pulled a couple of additional final cards, final word. And so let's reveal what has been pulled here. So this spread represents a situation. So we're talking about Miss Kanika Jenkins here. And we want to find out what the deal is with regard to her tragic death. In case your head has been in a hole for the past couple of years, Kanika Jenkins, 19-year-old at the time of her death, was partying with friends at a hotel, the CROWNE PLAZA. She's from Chicago, I believe, or in Illinois. So her body was found. Excuse me. Hello?
Yeah, butter beans. Yeah. No, why? Oh. Yeah, it's usually just generic. Okay. No, did you figure it out though? Okay, you order it so we can have it that weekend? Oh, cool. Okay. Alright, bye.
Okay, so the first card in the spread is the Queen of Pentacles, which represents the overall situation. And this card actually represents fertility. So it kind of, this card represents fertility, which generally means a pregnancy. This card is in the spread, represents the overall situation. So to me, it was unexpected. So I'm thinking she might have been pregnant. Has anyone heard the rumor of her being pregnant? So I've never heard that, but this card represents a pregnancy. So we're gonna just go with that and see what else comes up. The next card in the spread is balance. And this card typically means a balance between the physical and the non-physical realm, or earth, heaven and earth. So to me, it says that she was doing a lot of praying. That's what I get, maybe about the situation. The next card is the World card, which also represents a connection to the universe, which says to me, yes, there was a lot of praying, a lot of maybe meditating, or some type of like connection to God or heaven or the spiritual world. The next card is the Six of Staves, and this represents the past or a past influence. This card represents victory and honor, but it represents the past in the spread. Following that, we have the Ten of Staves, and this card represents having non-supportive people around you. It means that maybe you have the upper hand, or you had been victorious, but there are people around you that can't be trusted, that aren't supportive, and it's kind of a cautionary card. Okay, and then the next card is the Tradition card, and this card represents a desire, for family, marriage, to be in a traditional situation or relationship. And that's what this card reveals. And on top of that, it does represent in the spread the near future. So what it looks like to me is that she in the near future wanted that commitment or a marital situation in her near future from the cards that we have pulled. All right, moving on. So the next card, the Ace of Staves, represents a focused period, a new beginning. And then the following card is the Contemplation card, which also represents kind of a withdrawal from normal environment or the world in a sense, and a focused period, a period of quiet, a period of being to yourself and taking yourself out of normal situations. Okay. Following that, again, we have Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles represents, it's another fertility card. So this is yet another fertility card that has surfaced, and it could be reassuring a pregnancy. And then the final overall in the spread is the Sacrifice card. The Sacrifice card in this situation represents her death, represents the fact that it was not a natural death, that it does represent that she in this spread represents that she was killed. So I think we all know that. I don't know that anyone does doubt that, even though the hotel, from what I understand, is saying that they don't have any culpability or accountability when it comes to her death. So yeah, this is kind of a wild spread. I mean, I did not expect anything to come up about a pregnancy, and that was the first thing that came up, and it was reiterated, so I'm just gonna go with it. Okay, so the cards that I pulled while the camera was charging, let me just reveal those. Those were also interesting. So the first card was the Two of Pentacles, and this represents a juggling, successfully juggling a lot of things. So we're going to just see what else comes up. And then the next card is the Four of Pentacles, and this card represents a lack of resources, a lack of money, the need to go within, maybe, you know, just meaning to look for your resources within, meaning to pray. So this message this card represents a lack of. Okay, the next card that was pulled is the Prince of Pentacles, which represents money on the way. So I think the message here is that there was lack of money. Now there's money on the way. And looks like, so the juggling card to me represents, there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes, a lot of work, a lot of this, that, and this going on. And there is no, there was no resources or no money. Sorry, there's this card. And there was not a lot of resources, not a lot of money, but changes are coming, money is on the way, and this is most likely due to a judgment or something having to do with the judge, court. So it sounds to me like there's going to be money coming through a judgment. And then the last card that was represented is the Three of Staves, which is turning goals into action. So this says that the work that's being done is going to actually accumulate into some sort of payout. So that's what this card represents, and that was the final card. So I'm gonna just try one thing with another deck and just see if there's anything else that she wants us to know. But I think from what we did get here, we got that, you know, she definitely didn't die of an accident, is from what I understand the hotels, or the summation of what was the how her death has been accounted for has been called an accident. Okay, so we're gonna see what my Wild Unknown tarot deck has to say. I did shuffle it, but let me just do another cut. So Kanika Jenkins, we're just wanting to know if there's anything else that you have to say. A couple of cards have already appeared. Any final messages for us, Kanika Jenkins? Okay. Guess I have them upside down. No, I don't. One more card. Alright, so quite a few cards came up in this spread. And let's start with, So the first card is Strength. That card comes up, and this is her telling us what she wants us to know at this point. Usually when in this part of the reading, they might be talking to loved ones. So the first card, Strength, this just means that there's a lot of strength within, and this just encourages someone or people to go within for your strength and your courage. The next card is the Two of Wands, and this card represents determination and direction. It's an encouragement card to say that, if you put your goals out there and you actually work towards them, you will succeed. That's what that means. The next card is the Foot, and this card represents a birdie leaving the nest. To not have fear, to just go out and try your best. It's not known what's going to happen once you do, but you have to take that risk. Next card is the Three of Wands, and this card represents relying on yourself for guidance, relying on yourself to achieve your goals, and the future is yours no matter what. It's all up to you. That's what this card means. Next card is the Empress card, and this card represents the mother. So maybe this is messages for the mom. Okay, this card represents victory, success, rising up, emerging butterfly, that new life taking flight, the joy of success. That's what this card represents, and that message is to her mom. The Ace of Pentacles was another card that came up, and this card represents prosperous beginnings, and basically just also an encouragement to stay grounded and to appreciate nature, but it all does represent a windfall of wealth, so money yet again. Next card is the Death card, and it represents closure, transformation. Out of all of the suffering, there will be a transformation and a new beginning. Mother of Cups, and that represents someone in the form of a high priestess, somebody who's very insightful, who may even have psychic abilities, somebody who's protective of their children. Kind of sounds like me, honestly, to be honest. So she has come through lately a lot. She has expressed enjoying my son's music. I don't know if this card represents me, but this is what that card means. So let's see what follows. Son of Wands. The Son of Wands is next. So this is the mother, and that's the son. So let's just clarify the meaning of Son of Wands. This would not be the first time that I've been brought into a reading, but Son of Wands. Son of Wands represents someone charming, adventurous. I mean, this definitely represents my son, to be honest with you. A true charmer, and they call him the White Knight, this card. And ironically, our last name is Knight. So just putting that out there. All right, so what does she have to say? Oh Lord, this is not good. This card represents emotional disturbance of a sort, like a kind of a craziness in a sense. And yeah, I would say that kind of represents my son. He's a little bit out there. I mean, he's an artist. He's a good kid. He works full time. He's also a rapper. He also, is a brilliant writer, performer, all of that. And he has put out there himself, so I can say this, that, he has suffered from depression and anxiety. He goes in and out of these things, and I'm helping him pull himself out whenever I can, but it's always up to the person. Thankfully, he's doing really good at this point, has been doing really good for a long time, but this card does represent that. So this is actually the Nine of Swords. Yeah, so this card, the Nine of Swords, does represent depression, guilt, and despair. It's a very dark card. Battling within yourself. This card represents my the sun. If she's indeed talking about us, because I kind of do feel like she done brought me into it and my son, and then these are his issues. And the next card is Mother of Pentacles. Mother of Pentacles. So the Mother of Pentacles says it represents a domestic, loving, patient person. I'm thinking this is me again. And it just someone who excels in the home, who knows what to do while raising a family. Family life is part of their identity. And you know, my son and I are very close. We have actually they have the same birthday, which was not, you know, supposed to be. He was 4 weeks early. And you know, it's just been the two of us. I mentioned in another reading that my husband passed away when he was 4, and so it's just pretty much been the two of us from then on. I think right here she's saying to continue being patient and loving with him, and that, you know, the qualities of my healing nature will continue to help him. So that is the message that I'm getting here. So that's very interesting. So I believe the first messages were for us as a whole. She has some messages from her mom, and then for me personally with my son, which I do thank you very much, Miss Kanika. I guess we'll end it here. Just to reiterate, just some of her messages of be strong. Make sure you go within for your strength, and you get your strength from your inner self. And you know, for the young people, for you to go out there and try your best when leaving the nest, and don't be afraid to try. You also wanted us to know to rely on ourselves. Even though we may have support from other people, we need to do that, and focus on your goals, and you will achieve them. So I guess we'll end that here. It's a very, very interesting reading. I am very honored to have been able to connect, and also the fact that you're here watching. I am also very thankful, as always. Appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet. Like this video. I noticed the likes are really low compared to the views, so please take the time to like, subscribe, hit the bell so you can get notified when I have new readings or meditations, or R. Kelly news, or whatever else I intend on posting or uploading. Again, thank you so much. See you next time. Till then, peace.